What are you doing?
Just showing everybody my guns.
Welcome everybody to the Div D podcast calling the Audible. I'm Simon Dagen, your host as usual, followed with the untrustworthy Terry Tam, who tends to show his guns to Mel for no reason.
Welcome to the gun show.
The mysterious Chapman spoke.
The right one's pretty strong.
Yeah, he has like 4 sentences per week, and
That's
he just
one.
wasted one.
That's one.
We also have our executive producer, Eagle at Master Control.
With a microphone, and I've now said more words than Chapman this entire season.
Dear God.
It's okay. Yours are quality. It's not about quality. It's not about quantity.
It's not about quality.
Efficiency.
Efficiency, my friend.
You should stick to one
I can
word
say words
answers.
too. Words.
Words. So Chapman, we'll start
You
with
say
you.
the best words.
We'll start with you, Chapman. What was your sport hero best moment of the week? Best dress moment of the week. That was bad.
I do.
It was, you know what? It was the gun show by Terry.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
What a shitty week.
For me, I noticed that Varane literally wrote Varane on all their jerseys with a marker.
You do know, like, he's the owner of Push Your Fist, right? And
What's push if this?
this.
Yeah, so why doesn't he wear these things?
Because
put a
you
number
cannot
on it.
have a push in FPF. Literally.
Oh, so every shirt has a push?
yes,
That's why it's called push if
it's literally yes.
They're nice shirts, actually. Where can I get them?
Under online store. But this is the Div D podcast and back into Div C, so it's irrelevant.
All right, that's fine. That's a good point.
Thanks for nothing.
Yes, but it's Vanderam's business. And your best.
And
best
if you
moment of the
did
week?
want jerseys with kind of similar pockets, where would you get them?
Sportira.
Yes.
At the Sportira cage.
I don't know if they make
Or
shirts. I don't know if
sportira.ca.
they make shirts with pockets, but they do make great jerseys for every FPF.
Yeah.
If you look around FPF and you see nice jerseys, they come from Sportira.
Chances are they're from FPL.
No, I would
They're
say
from
I would
Sportira.
say 99% sure they are, because I haven't seen any other company do as good work as Sportira.
I mean, I've seen other jerseys from other companies, but, I'm not that impressed.
So my best dress moment of the week was I learned about combat juggling.
Combat juggling?
Yes, juggling,
How is that the best dress moment of the week?
because it's awesome. And I said it had nothing to do with shirts. It's basically juggling, where you have to juggle 3 clubs at the same time and try to get the other one to lose one of his somehow while you're juggling, and he is also juggling.
This sounds like
You need to Google it.
a
'cause it's-
souped-up steroided version of Ultimate Frisbee.
Yes, just go on YouTube, check it out. It looks awesome. I want to juggle now.
Spirit juggling? What's it
no,
called?
like club. It's combat juggling.
Combat juggling.
You can go one-on-one, group on groups.
Okay, spiritjuggling.com?
No, just YouTube combat juggling.
So spiritjuggling.com.
Yes.
More words.
Anyhow,
Anywho,
let's move on.
let's get into
Because
it.
this is getting out of hand. Highlights.
It was
did
never
them-
in hand.
Anything you watched this week that was interesting? Please say yes.
But, what do you mean, please say yes?
You watched something interesting this week?
Did I watch something interesting this week? I watched teams put up duds. I watched teams that shouldn't be in this division try and play in this division.
Ooh, shots fired.
Yeah, I've watched teams that are in this division that shouldn't be in this division. And you notice that in week 5 when you kind of the standings start to regulate themselves, kind of thing, and you start noticing teams that do belong or don't belong or are just in this division because their friends are their original team is in a higher division and you can't play in a higher division.
They're getting a second one. Speaking of rankings and seeds,
Yes.
later on the show we're doing our mid-season grades, so we're giving a grade to every team.
Every team.
According to expectations. So stick around for your report cards,
Yeah.
because we're ending out report cards this week.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting yours, Chapman. You don't deserve one.
You get an A+ in my book, my friend.
Thank you, Terry.
No
Yeah,
problem.
but no one
Simon.
cares about Terry's book.
I do.
Yeah, it's a big book.
That's one person, and it's not nowhere.
It's a big book.
It's because you get an A+.
lot of-
Otherwise, you wouldn't care.
One page it says Chapman A+. And then the rest is just a
I'll
bunch
accept
of
the B.
empty.
I'll accept the B minus.
Don't
that's
accept
fair.
anything less than what you are, Chapman.
Oh,
Every
B-
Everyone-
is good. It's like 75%.
Terry's life lesson of the week: never accept any grade that
No.
Simone gives you.
No.
Okay, I'm
His
done.
life lesson was I accept a B-, and your life lesson is do not accept my grades.
Don't accept science grades. All right, let's get
Anyways.
to it.
Sticking to the highlights,
Yeah.
I caught some Pandas game this week.
Pandas,
Listen,
pandas.
they're not
pandas.
bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're 0-5. They're not bad. They
They're bad.
played decent, but I noticed and I witnessed a lateral in FPF. It's a week 5, guys. Okay, it's a week 5. How do you not know this? by now?
Hey, you know what? You can't fault them for being creative.
The guy hits him on a 10-yard hook. He gets the first down, and then he just laterals it to someone else.
So what's the call on that? It's just
Dead ball on the spot.
because there's no
But
fumbles.
Even the refs
It's
were
not a
like,
penalty.
what just happened? Like, everybody looked around. The other team, they play Gators.
That
like,
happened-
What's happening now?
That happened in my first season. And I'll tell you when that was.
Like week 1.
2006. That happened. The only time I ever saw it, 2006, and it happened. And the guy pitched it right back to a teammate of mine. And my friend took it to the house, and the ref didn't know what to call.
Like a
so he
hook and
called-
ladder?
Yeah, kind of. But it was their team that tried a lateral to one of their players, and it landed right in my friend's hands. He took it the other way to the
Oh.
house, and
Technically
the ref
it's-
called it a touchdown because he didn't know what the rules were.
No,
back then.
it's dead
No,
off from the
Back
moment
then, there was
you-
no articles, none of that stuff.
But no, he literally threw it halfway through the field. Like it was a huge duck. It was terrible. But anyhow, that was pretty interesting.
Anywho,
That was interesting. But I expect Justin to trash him in his article because he was witnessing with me. He's like, man, it's week 5. How do these people not know? And then he knew it was Panda. He looked at me. He's like, oh, okay.
it's okay.
To be
Pandas.
fair,
I like the pandas though. Nice
no franchise with the word panda in it has gotten a win yet.
guys. Punch Panda.
Ooh, no, they.
No,
No, that's
lie.
not true. There's for sure Panda Express or something.
No, I looked it
Panda
up.
Express.
I see no teams with
There's no other team with name Panda. So Punch Panda, your crap team
and pandas.
from
So
5 years ago.
next year, we're naming a team Pandas and we're getting wins.
I'm down. Fuzzy Kittens handle Les Indices.
Boy.
Sorry, Les Indices. Probably the worst team in this division.
Yeah, I'm at bottom 5.
Bottom 5.
Yeah. Well, there's also Pandas. We just
There's
spoke
also
about.
pandas. But overall, I just think that Fuzzy Kittens going 3-2. We'll talk about them a bit later when we do our grades. But that had to be a win, right? That had to be a win in this week.
Listen,
if
they needed to
if
win.
they came close, I would have said, pack it up and go home.
back. You do not belong in our top 5.
He who does not belong.
5 stars destroyed Blue Devils this week.
Oh,
I
man.
caught some of it, but the defense was all over the place. Gianfranco
that was-
did not look good.
That was actually a good game. It's just that Gianfranco didn't play that bad. I just think that
They had 9 PDs.
Julien Paiement was the only player that showed up on for Blue Devils. He was the only player that actually did something
Well, yes.
in that game specifically. Pat, we're
He's
not
a
going to
great
call him
player,
Gianfranco anymore. It's Pat Wright. Please
Pat Wright.
say his name
Sorry.
right. Put some
In 2
respect.
words, Pat
Put some
Wright.
respect on his name.
That's true. He changed his name on the website,
Yeah.
and by he, I mean Eagle.
But overall, I think that game was Jeremy Anderson's coming out game. Man, he looked unbelievable. Jeremy Anderson looked
he's
really
been
good.
Week 1, he looked amazing.
Yeah.
I must say.
But it's his real coming out game because it was a good challenge because Blue Devils are they're a
They have
veteran
a good
team.
defense.
Yeah,
They know what they're doing. They're getting there. They're athletic.
And no matter what, the game got chippy. They were talking to each other. Like all in within the game. Nothing crazy. Nothing bad. But Jeremy Anderson handled his offense. He commanded on defense. He was all over the place. And I think that he cemented himself as being one of the best players in this division.
I'm all about trash talking as long as it stays within like
Yeah, of
boundaries.
course, 100%.
As long
I think
as
anybody
both
who's ever
teams
played
does it.
against
If
me
one
knows
team
that.
looks at you like, "Hey, please stop," and you keep going, you're like, you're,
No, I'll continue going. Because then if he
you're
tells me
a
to please
douche.
stop, that means I did my job and I got in his head.
Well, it depends. If he scores on you afterwards, and then you keep trash talking,
That's a good point.
maybe you need to look at yourself.
Did you catch the game of the week?
Well, yes, I did catch a football there.
Oh,
See what I
you
did-
caught
see
a
what I did
football.
there? See
I
what
was
I did
asking because you caught the game of the week where your team choke jobbed and lost in the
What
last
do
play
you
of
mean
the
choke
game.
job?
Lost.
Yeah, we should have scored. We did.
Yeah, 750. Everybody go watch it.
I think my favorite play is the one that Simon realizes he's beat, so he just stops running.
I think my favorite player is my favorite player was Simon's pick, and he was so happy he got an interception. He's like, "This is what it feels like on the other side.
I was actually
This is
surprised.
so
Yeah,
weird.
this is the feeling.
This is what it is." That was a great game, man. Honestly, that was a
good
really
game. It's a good game of the week to watch. It's a good
Yeah,
game to watch.
honestly, it was back and forth. Both teams played out. They played balls out, man. It was
a good
really
game.
fun to watch. 2 of the better teams in this division. To see Justin Blanchard get a couple sacks, play a
Man,
had a
he
good game at
rushed the hell
quarterback.
out of him. Both
Uh,
Blanchard brothers.
both Blanchard brothers, exactly. And you know what? What I noticed in this game was that Justin Blanchard didn't use his safety valve in Juwan Edgehill. He used other guys. He uses a guy like Pat Lindor. Who he used
we've
Ryan
been-
Phillips a lot.
We've been
He-
steering towards that because people know now that
course,
Juwan's
yeah.
good.
Of course.
But yeah, Justin's growing a lot as a quarterback. He's getting better and it's showing on the stat sheets and on the scoreboards.
Yeah, I was super impressed.
Speaking of
and
good
I'm more impressed with
quarterbacks,
Gamecocks.
since we're moving away from SNC, speaking
Move
of
away.
quarterbacks, the GOAT's quarterback Fiorillo
Yeah, for real.
had a 7 touchdown performance. Pretty
Not
impressive.
Not bad.
Distributed to 4 different receivers. His offense has been pretty impressive. I watched 2 of their weeks this week and I think week 3, and their offense is carrying this team.
Their offense is carrying this team. The fact that you can put their defense allows a lot of points. And at the beginning of the season, I said the Goats' defense will be the reason to why they're winning games. And
You
it's the
were
other
wrong,
way. I am wrong.
as
and
usual.
it's the other reason. It's the other way around this year. So now they're 3-2, coming off a big win with that, now Anthony Lazare came back this week, so I mean that's a big on their defense as well.
He's a good player for them.
But I just think that this team is built for a nice playoff run. At 3-2 right now, they're within this division. I think 5-5 makes the playoffs. So they're looking like they're going to make the playoffs, and they can make a deep playoff run. The only thing is, you have to avoid those penalties, and they get a lot of penalties, a lot of bad penalties, and I think that's what's going to be their Achilles heel so far.
Speaking of Achilles heel, I have no segue for this.
Speaking of Achilles heel, I like
have
Greek
nothing
mythology.
here. So
And there's a Greek guy on a team.
No,
there's
well,
no-
probably at some point in one of these D teams that we're gonna give report cards to right now. Yeah, that was better
You
than
couldn't do
Achilles.
some joke about how does a team have one weakness?
Yeah, Achilles.
Oh, that was not bad. I'm not good
See,
at segues.
you need ego for these
I'm
things.
not good at segues.
You need ego for these things, man. He's too smart. He's too smart.
So now that we got into the subject, report cards. So on your screens, you're gonna get.
I just want to say I'm very pissed that we replaced my segment for this, but whatever.
It doesn't matter. No one cares what you think. So on your screens, you're gonna get the report cards for the grades for every team per conferences. So it's Conference A when we're doing Conference A, and Conference B when we're doing Conference B. And Eagles tell me it's on right now.
It's on. the
So
screen
just
right
letting you guys know, the grade do not represent your records, only represent what we expected out of you.
now. It
So-
also only represents what Simon thinks.
yes.
So I think you're all terrible.
So if you get a C, it means you did exactly what what we expected out of you. If you get an A plus, it means you went above what we expected. And
Yes.
E, well, we expected you to be good and you were not.
Yeah.
So a team that 4-1 could get a C because we expected them to be blowing
Mhm.
people's out and vice versa.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Conference A.
Tweet us what you think at Eagle FPF
Or Terry Tam FPF. I got my phone on me.
and Simon, what's your handle?
You
Because I
could-
don't care about your handle.
You could tweet me at Dajan FPF, but I do not look at my phone when I'm hosting
Well,
because
clearly you are because your phone's,
phone's
right
there,
there.
but
and
I
it
don't
has a-
look at Twitter.
Oh, Twitter.
So
okay.
you could tweet me afterwards comments and I will respond, or you could tweet Eagle FBF live so we can read. So Chapman could read them, not put the phones in front of the camera.
y'all can tweet me if you want. Terry Tam FPF.
So without further ado, Conference A.
Prestige.
You guys have it on screen. Prestige Worldwide.
Yeah.
Terry?
You give him a grade A plus. I will tend to agree because I did not expect this at all.
I wasn't expecting them to be blowing people's out.
Did I expect a 5-0 record? Yeah, you know what? If I looked at their schedule, maybe I would have built a 5-0. I could have built a 5-0 record, but I wouldn't expect their team to be blowing out guys like Jonah Cohen to throw 7 touchdowns repeatedly is unbelievable. So that's what I'm impressed with. Next.
You're supposed to name the next one so I can answer.
Oh, sorry, Fuzzy Kittens. What do you think?
I give him a B plus. I wasn't expecting Fuzzy Kittens from the past to be this successful, but they're really playing well the division. Good offense. Defense needs some work, but it's getting there. So B plus.
Yeah.
Junkyard Dogs at 2-3.
I mean, what do you say? What are you going to say about the Junkyard Dogs? That their defense is very good. Their offense it's slow and steady. Nothing high flying or anything like that. They have,
But they're 2-3 though.
but they're 2-3 right now. Gonna go 2-4. It's just they're missing something on offense, and it's not in terms of personnel. I just can't put my finger on it, but their defense is carrying them right now, and that's what's working.
To me, it's a D because I expected Junkyard Dogs to be one of the top dogs entering this division,
I agree
and
with that
they're not even like average. So below expectation, guys. Les Indécis at 1-4.
Les Indécis at 1-4. You give him a C. I'm gonna give him a D.
I give him a C because we didn't know what to expect. I was expecting them to be a high-flying offense, high-flying defense. They're literally
They've only scored I think,
at the bottom,
53 points.
where I
all
would have
year.
ranked them earlier, so we'll see.
Yeah. Longhorns, grade D.
Yeah, listen, Longhorns. I was expecting Longhorns to be 4-1 at this point. They're 1-4. They just won their first game last week, and Moody was not even looking good. 2 touchdown passes, 2 rushing touchdowns. That was impressive. But
Yeah.
I mean, these guys should be much better than this.
I tend to look at this as the Division D as a young man's division, and the Longhorns. It's sad to say, but they're a little slower than most guys because they're just
They
guys.
did good in Division 4B last
But
season.
they're
so
missing.
I was
They're
expecting
missing
them.
their 2 best receivers, Rob Allen and
Yes,
and
but
Brian Martin.
at the same time, it's 2 guys. Like you have other pieces.
Who are the other receivers? That's the
The
problem. is that
Rosen,
Moody,
the father and the son
Yeah.
are good.
Moody's a good quarterback, great quarterback. But
But it seems like he's only good because of his pieces.
that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like right now.
Speaking of pieces, Weapon X 1-4. I give him a D.
Yeah, but they don't have a quarterback, so I'll give them an A. You know what? They're 1-4. They don't have a quarterback.
Okay,
So Akeem's been playing quarterback
So
a couple times, and
they won 1 game because Akeem played. I mean, they
I
won
don't think
one
Akeem
game.
played quarterback that game.
I know they played 1 game.
Now Lonnie's a quarterback.
Okay.
So Lonnie.
Yeah, I saw
Lonnie
that this
Johnson.
week, but he was not. No, that's not.
I'm
That's not
thinking
Weapon X. That's
About
Top
top season.
Season.
My mistake. Yeah, you're right.
But no, Weapon X. They don't have a quarterback. They're struggling. I expected them to figure it out at this point because it's been like a revolving door for them, and they have not.
Yeah.
Zoo, 4-1. I give him a B plus.
Yeah. I think I'm more of an A minus. The A minus is for that loss. It's a little. I can't tell you who was against.
Zoo was not going undefeated,
Zoo's not going to defeat
but
it.
they exceeded my expectations. I wasn't expecting Zoo to be this good.
Yeah. I put them in my top 5 at the beginning of the season, and obviously I'm sticking to that. K has been unbelievable. Frank K, a quarterback. You can't ignore the receivers that they have though, and Pat Saint-Amand, Kevin Marcel. You know, Pat Saint-Amand is one of the better players in this division. We were watching.
Yes.
We were watching after our game they were playing, and you're looking at him, and he's so unassuming. And I think that's if you can describe one word for their entire team to describe him is unassuming. They all look like
Just
they
came
don't
up with that and
belong.
you're proud of it.
Yeah, they all look like they don't belong, and they're getting it done, man. Gators, what do you think?
I give him a C plus.
3 and 2, C plus.
They're just a bit over expectations, but they could have
They're
done
over
so
expectations.
much
They
more.
made it to the finals for 5A.
Yeah.
So they made it to the finals of the
But they
division that
did
they're
lose
playing
it.
in right now.
Is it the exact same core though? And
Who did they
came-
lose? Who did they lose?
Yeah, but they went to the division. They weren't top seed. They were like 8th seed.
But who did they lose?
I don't know.
No one.
No one?
It's the same team.
Oh.
Same team. No, they lost.
Someone.
No, all their key pieces are there. If they
Yeah,
lost
but
somebody
they-
who was more of a role player, all their
Okay.
key pieces are there. So as C
Okay,
plus,
but they're still 3-2.
they're 3 and 2.
They
That's
were what,
fine.
6-4 or 5-5 last winter when they made the finals. They weren't 10-0.
They went 1 and 4 to start the season,
So-
and then after they
so
ended
they
up.
could still do the same thing here.
I-
They could
I
still
agree.
finish 6-4 and make the finals.
I agree 100%. But to me, coming off a season like that, to be 3 and 2 right
You
now
should be
with the schedule you
5-0,
have,
you mean?
I think maybe 4 and 1. So C plus, I'd say more like a C minus.
Okay, fair. Magic City, I give him a B plus
Oh, man.
because you had them in your bottom 5.
Yeah. So I give him an
And-
A,
Okay, fair.
but I won't give him an A. The reason why I think they should be 2 and 3 is because not this past week 4, is that they had 2 players that are leaps and bounds better than anybody on their team replaced 2 players in their team.
Dean and
Sean Brophy and
Arbo.
Dean Dimitriou for the 69ers. And I think that's what gave him that victory. I forget the team who they were playing against, but either way, you gave him a B plus. That's a fair score because either without those 2 guys, they still managed to get 2 wins and close losses they had. Against us, they lost. I think it was by 7 points, and they lost by 1 point in week 1. So, and I gave him praise for losing by 1 point in week 1, just because good on them to make the jump to go to a higher division. They could have easily gone to E and dominated E.
Yeah.
But good for them.
They
to,
moved up
yeah.
and listen, they're
Good on them.
doing
So B plus is a good score.
well. All right, now we're about to roll to these lower grades.
Yeah.
All Blacks, Sticky Hands, Pandas,
Man.
all D's and E's. Listen, it's pretty much the same thing for
I
all
can't
these
figure out
for
All
all of
Blacks.
these teams where they have good talent, they have players. Sticky Hands, All Blacks, they have players that are proven in FPF. They're successful.
Nah, sticky hands. are
Pandas,
garbage.
I watched what they do. It's not bad, but overall they're just struggling
Unorganized,
so
man.
much.
Unorganized. I feel like Karoof is doing it all himself. He has nobody to throw the ball to. When you look at All Blacks, it's the same thing. At 2 and 3 this year, they're disappointed because they're crazy athletic with the guys like Lapointe on their team and Amiot. I honestly, I think that they should just be going forward. So D plus to All Blacks, E to a grade E for Sticky Hands. I agree with F to Sticky Hands.
I'm a French, so French system, so E's the lowest.
E is in French for real?
E's échec, yeah.
The hell?
E's échec, F's for failure. It's the same thing. Yes.
Okay, if I could murder somebody right now, it'd be you.
You just learned something today.
S for Simon.
You're gonna learn today. All right, moving into better grades.
FTM.
Alpha T's, Les Affreux, Ghost, all get B's. Alpha T's get B plus.
Yeah.
But they're all technically B's.
You love Alpha T's.
I love the
You're
roster
hard,
for
you're
Alpha
hard
T's.
on Alpha T's right
Yes.
now.
Their only loss was because their quarterback was not there.
Their only loss is because they're garbage. They're pretty good.
Their quarterback was not there.
They're
That's
good.
the only loss.
They're good for football.
Les Affreux, I give them a B minus because they're playing well, but
No, they should be 5-0.
I was expecting them to be a bit stronger than this, so
I give 'em a-
slightly
I give 'em
below
a C.
expectations.
C because I think they should be either 4-1 or 5-0. No joke. And
Okay.
Les Affreux are their team that's been 9-1, 10-0 in these divisions. So why
They should, yeah.
why are
Okay.
you taking steps backwards?
And
right?
Ghost, quickly B because their offense has been good. Wiseman
Yeah.
has been steady,
But look at
but-
last week, man.
but they need to get somewhere. They're better than I expected them to be,
But look at last
but
week. They
it's,
legit almost lost to the worst team in the division.
but they did not.
But they did not lose.
The last two teams of the division of Conference A is Bromigos and Temsa.
Temsa.
Bromigos with a D because it's seriously 1 and 4 guys. And Temsa A with
Temsa.
the Ishek E, which is F.
Leads the worst offense in FPF history.
34 points in 5 games.
Worse offense than Leroy.
Even if you guys are
from
new,
Division 5A.
even if you guys are new, 34 points in 5 weeks
Yeah.
is unacceptable.
No,
guys.
c'est pas bon, là, c'est pas bon. I don't
Alright.
like that.
How would you rate each subdivision and the conference in a whole?
In terms of Conference A, I think that I give it a B plus. I like the parity going when you're talking
Yeah.
about
Agree with that.
individual subdivisions.
I prefer Conference A to Conference B because I feel Conference B has too many, like, it's a
Top
two-pole kind of
They're top
thing where
heavy.
you have, top heavy. Where Conference A, I feel like there's more parity where lower teams like Bromigos or I would even say Ghost or like Sticky Hands or All Blacks could
Nah.
beat a top seed.
Yeah,
Whereas
maybe.
B, I don't really see it.
Maybe.
Switching to Conference B, Ego should be switching the picture as well. Conference B, we start with St. Lunatics.
Oh wait, it's 1-0 for Cleveland right now. 1-0.
This is totally
1-0.
1-0. So, St. Lunatics, I give him an A. I wasn't expecting much out of him, and they're one of the top contenders. So, hey, good for you guys.
Hey, good for them.
Justice League B.
Justice League. You know what? I'll agree to the B. Overall, it's Green Lantern Corps, right? It's just the same guys.
Yeah,
almost,
but
pretty much.
they're better than what they were in the past.
Jason playing quarterback, looking a lot better. I think their team is they're getting the hang of it. You know, it's just one of the teams.
Yeah, no, their defense is the key to their success.
Yeah, of course. They've always been in that middle pack, and I think they're still in that middle pack, but they look like
they're
they're making
slightly getting
pushes.
out there.
That's it.
So
That's
we'll
good
see
on
what
them.
happens
So
in the second
I like
half.
the B grade.
Backer Bullies B plus.
A plus.
I wasn't expecting much without Rich Humes at quarterback, but
A plus.
Burke has been phenomenal.
A plus for this team. Man.
On les empêche C plus.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm giving them a B, man. When I looked at this
What?
team at the beginning of the season, I said,
They
"There's
weren't
no
not patient
way
much.
this team is going to even come close to winning 3 games," and
Okay.
they're at 2 games.
Frosty Bronson's a D.
F.
E,
Nah,
French
we should-
system.
Yes.
E. Sorry, E. We should be Frosty Bronson
I
should
give
be
you guys a
should
D
be 5 and
'cause
0.
You're 2 and 3. You're not 0 and 5. At 1 and
We
4,
should-
at 1
we
and 4,
should-
you were getting an E. But you
should
get
be-
2 wins.
We should be 5 and 0.
The Goats. I went with B minus because their defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
But their
Yeah.
offense is carrying them, so B.
B minus is a good call. I like that.
Gamecocks.
A plus
A
for you?
plus.
A plus
Listen,
because you
this-
don't know what to expect when you have guys like. But you know what? I play with Tanzer and B. I've seen Langbird play. He's won a championship
but
last year.
That's 2 guys. To me, the A plus goes to Prison, not
yeah.
to the receiving
To
core. The
Prison.
quarterback is the reason this team is so good.
Yeah, for sure.
And I wasn't expecting much out of him, so A. Exceeded
plus.
expectations.
I agree.
5-star A because
plus.
of Anderson.
A plus
Okay.
because this team is the most top heavy team I've ever seen in my life. Where you have, I know you think their
Moses
team
and
is
Anderson.
well built, but this team is basically Anderson, Moses, and Daou, and then maybe you can throw in Barsetti and that kid Liam Gilmore. But the top 3 are what makes this team.
Yeah.
Daou, it controls that middle. Nothing gets through him. Jordan Moses, honestly, try throwing a hook on him. It's never going to happen. And Jeremy Anderson, try floating a ball over deep coverage. It's not going to come down without a pick or a knockdown for
Supply and command B minus.
Supply and
Offense has been good, but defense still needs
Supply
to
and
work.
command B minus. I give him an F because P's shorts are too tight, as we saw on the video. No, I get B minus is good. I like that. I like the improvements they made in the off season. I like the addition. I don't like the addition of Pat Lindor, but I understand it. If that makes any sense. But yeah, B minus. I give him a B minus.
Blue Devil B minus. Better than
At 2
expected.
at 2 and 3.
But come on, guys.
At 2 and 3, Pat Riot. You know what? No, I'm a little disappointed. I'm gonna give them
Okay.
a C. So they should be 3 and 2. They should have won last week.
Hot Boys Hotline D plus.
Man, but this is what
These
we
guys should
expect.
be
No,
4-0.
no.
No.
The reason why I'm giving them an A plus is because it's what we expect. So I expected them to be at
No,
2
that's
and
a
3.
C then.
Oh, because C, yeah, you're a mistake. So I'm giving him C because it's what I expect.
Also, Simon doesn't know how to rate teams because his ratings are basically the team's records.
No,
He
it's
doesn't
not.
rate them.
No, it's
It's not.
exactly what Terry just did.
It's not.
And
I
just corrected him.
rated Hot Boys Holland as a C because they're 2 and 3.
But that's what I'm saying. But didn't you
No,
just give them a
I-
D minus?
I give
No,
him-
he gave him a D plus.
Because I was expecting them to be 4 and 1, and they're 2 and 3. Don't
I'm
give
shaking
me.
my head off camera so you
Don't
can see.
shake your head. Your opinion's irrelevant.
Peace, here's one grade, and he's like, nah, this is
No, this is out of hand.
freaking
Friends in
Nazi.
low places. I give him an A because I wasn't expecting much out of him.
I mean,
and
high
they're-
friends in places.
They're this. and their and their defense is phenomenal. Listen,
Danny
this
Demore.
is the,
You mean
the
Danny
best.
You mean Danny
defense.
Demore's good?
And Smuda.
You mean Danny Demore?
And Smuda.
You mean Danny Demore?
Stop.
I don't like
just-
giving the guy praise. Okay, but yeah, they're good. Their defense
Friends
is
in low
very good.
places is the best defense in the division. 2.5 dabs. I also give him an A because I was expecting much out of Eric.
Eric
Mariano.
Marino. You mean the new quarterback of the Dans?
Yes, and
the new quarterback of the
Terry
Dans.
Townsend's been spitting so much hate since. Get off my D.
C, you give him a C. This is what you expected. 3-1-1.
Wow, with Jad and Rosenblatt, yes, I was
I give
expecting
him a
him to be
D. I
one of the
expected him to be a 5-0.
He
Okay.
gave the DSC.
He gave the DSC.
clever.
Buzzing. No, the reason why I'm giving him a D is because I expected him to be 5-0. I understand the
Okay.
tie the
Yeah,
first week
fair.
because it's the first time they really play together
And they
and
played
all
off
that.
a tease.
and they played Alpha T's in the first week. So I think I give him a D. Get on D. Get off my D. Gets a D.
Saint-Anne-de-Bellevue Rugby Football Club,
Yep, nice call.
B+. plus.
B plus. I agree with
The
that
new
too.
quarterback is day and night for them.
Yeah,
It's a whole difference. And
yeah, I'm not a fan. Get on deck. E.
God.
No,
E.
you know what? C for me because this is exactly what I
45
expected.
points in 5
It's
weeks.
exactly what I expected. They have too many guys on the roster. They don't have a quarterback. They're relying too much on athleticism, even though it lacks it. This is a C for me.
Okay.
Big time C.
So, since we're
Subdivisions, conference.
For when I give Conference B a grade,
Conference B for me is a C because this is what I expect out of lower divisions is top heavy teams where they just dominate with some teams that just struggle. So
yeah,
you feel like teams are not in the right division, teams that are like both ways. You have so many strong teams, so many weak teams, and like some middle of the pack are struggling.
I'm looking at expectations here, and I had Bromigos finishing a lot higher in terms of for Conference. For Conference B, my mistake. I had Supply and Command being around that point, so I'm gonna give it a C,
Okay.
maybe a C plus, only because Gamecocks I didn't expect them to be 5-0, so
Okay.
C plus B minus for that. When I look at Conference B North, I'm giving it an A plus because Gamecocks I did not expect that 5-star. I did not expect 4-1 either. The rest of the way, more or less more money, less TDs. I expect them maybe to be at 500, but they're 1-4 right now, a little struggling. Conference B Central, what I'm looking at is friends in low places or high friends in places at 4-1 and 2.5 dabs at 4-1. I'm gonna give it a B because they're not get off my D being 3-1-1 and being third place fighting for a playoff spot is a little surprising to me. Conference, sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of friends in low places, we're moving into our previews because we're running out of time.
Nah.
So friends in low places, I have to speak about this game because it's probably one of the best of the season. Friends in low places against Zoo, going down this week. Best defense against one of the most steadiest offense. I believe Frank K is able to put up points on them, but I also believe Friends in Low Places could make him look bad.
What high friends in places do is they cut down the deep ball very well,
Yes.
and Frank K doesn't utilize the deep ball.
Yeah, but you could see a guy like Smuda play man-to-man on Saint-Amand the whole night.
No, I don't see him playing on the outside. And
not?
Pat Saint-Amand plays on the outside. Kevin Smuda is more of an inside kind of guy. Danny
But
Demore
you
would be
could
on
see
the
the
outside.
matchup. Smuda on Saint-Amand
I could see
and
the matchup.
Marcel on Danny Damour. And like,
Yeah, but they won't do it that way.
they should.
They won't do it that way.
They should.
What they're going to do is it's going to be Danny Demore roams and everybody else plays whatever.
Okay.
And that's what works for them. And Kevin Smuda, as good as he is, I just think Pat Saint-Amand is a much better offensive player, and I'm going to go Zoo to win by 8 points.
I'm going Friends in Low Places by 14 because Frank K is going to have his first bad night of the week.
First bad night of the week. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Nice.
Season.
of the season.
Nice. Efficiency, Chapman. So, final thoughts, Chapman? No one cares about your final thoughts, Eagle. Final thoughts, third time.
Final thoughts this week. Ready? Final thoughts this week.
Yes, it's not supposed to be
We have no
complicated.
thoughts.
If you're gonna check if you're home or away, check the team jersey of the other team, because you might be wearing pennies. So if you don't want to wear those stinky ass pennies, especially on a Tuesday night when they've been worn Sunday and Monday,
Yeah, because
Mocon washes them.
Mo-
Well, Mocon's mother washes them.
Mocon's mother washes them Tuesday night. So after the Tuesday night games, they're washed. But on Sunday and Monday, they're used. So if you play on Tuesday, or even if you play on Sunday, they might be used. So bring a white T-shirt, okay?
No, you need numbers.
I know you need numbers. So everybody has another color jersey, a white jersey with a number on it.
Yeah, but if
NFL
you're new
jersey,
to this team,
could be whatever. There's a lot of teams that write numbers on their jersey.
this is the longest final thought.
Figure it out.
Worst case, order a kid from Sportira.
That's it. That too.
So clever, Eagle.
Those T-shirts are very cheap. Just
Yeah,
T-shirts and
just
numbers are very cheap,
yeah.
and you can call Sportia. They'll give you a good deal because you're with them.
And it's also very fast.
Very
You could get it within. You could get it within the week.
And you pick it up on a Thursday night, you might be able to come in on the podcast.
Win-win or win-lose for us. So thank you guys. Third time, our official sign off will be what this
The
week?
unofficial sign off of the week is Tebsa.
Time.